one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
That's very correct. Very true. Gentlemen, you're welcome. George from Toronto, Canada. Olayinka Raji from Lagos, Nigeria. It's good to see you guys this beautiful Friday.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Sir George. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, viewers around the world.
Welcome, viewers around the world. Yes. Well, Olayinka Raji, it is good to have you with us. You're still expressing the beauty of our country with all these nice Ankara, or what do you call that again? This material that you wear. I love it.
Yes, this is it tie and dye or something? Yes, but
tie and dye.
Popular in Abeokuta area.
Listen,
very nice.
George knows this. The African fabrics is becoming global. The white Europeans are loving it. You know, they love these multicolors. That universal Ghana Kente, the Kente fabrics, for example, it has ushered in all other fabrics. Akwete, this one you're putting on, and all of it, it's becoming a global thing now. If you don't wear the native dress, you're not there.
It is not becoming a global thing. It is not becoming a global thing. It is a global thing.
Okay.
That's true. That is true. But you know what is happening right now, a lot of foreigners, they call it happy clothing, the same way they call Nigerian music happy music. When they put it on, it enlightens their spirit, and they feel happier. You know, it's just incredible.
Yes.
Nigeria is the heart. That's the trigger that triggers the world when it comes to certain things. If our government will just pinpointedly take our country, get it right. Simple. That's it. It's incredible.
Wow. Good way to start today's Fridays or International Update, gentlemen. You're welcome once again. Germany, France, UK. George used the word trigger. This time, these three countries are triggering the process to reimpose sanctions on Iran. Raji, our country, Iran has faltered again. So these countries are accusing Iran of failing to meet up with its 2015 nuclear pact, and they say they have to fall under the sanction. What do you guys say? Let me start with Raji. We know what Iran went through last time when Trump said he did something. Now these three countries are coming again on them. Tell us.
I think there's something in the food they are taking, or in the water they are drinking, or in the air they are breathing, that is warping their mind. Iran is a member of the International Atomic Energy Commission. Iran submitted herself to supervision, to constant evaluation. Meanwhile, Israel, that has nuclear weapons. That is not under any International Atomic Agency supervision. Took it upon itself to go and bomb Iran because it suspects that Iran is developing atomic weapons. Israel is a pariah country as far as atomic weapons are concerned. It has not In fact, not even America can control Israel's development. For attempting to control the development of Israeli atomic weapons in the early 60s, JFK was assassinated. So what moral right does Europe have to put any restraints on Iran? Iran has said assuredly, Iran is from a very, very deep and ancient civilization. They are decent people with integrity. Iran has continuously mentioned. Hold on, let me finish this sentence.
Okay.
Iran has continuously assured the world that she has no intention of developing nuclear weapons. It has submitted itself under supervision and under control. And yet, those who went there to do the supervision revealed the location of Iran's nuclear development to enemies of Iran, and they went around to bomb those areas. What Europe had better sit down and look at itself, because Europe is sliding into poverty, into disintegration. They had better look after their own things before they become a fourth world country.
Okay, let me add to what you're saying. Why they are putting this sanction is because there's an agreement, a nuclear agreement in 2015 between Tehran and these major powers that run this nuclear thing. George, don't you think the sanction is coming at the right time? What do you say?
You see, talk is cheap.
Talk is
cheap. Yes, because when you talk about, what is really happening, you have to balance the equation. Number one, the E3, they triggered this process, to reimpose sanctions on Iran over its nuclear program. The decision comes after months of stalled talks, and accusations that Iran had decisively violated the 2015 nuclear deal. So now, if they violated it and stalled talks, this is the key word there, is what is, actually triggering them to bring these sanctions against them. So and they're not even saying the sanctions is imposed right away. The sanctions won't take effect until the end of September. The European leaders say 30-day window is still open for diplomacy. They're just saying, we are going to do it in 30 days. If you guys do not allow us, if you don't want the 2015 nuclear deal, the process to take place, because of stalled what? Talks. So that means for them to be able to, not to impose any kind of sanctions, that means that Iran will have to meet up with the already 2015 deals. Okay, Tehran is calling the move illegal and unjustified, warning it will respond appropriately but won't bow to pressure. So they're saying that the United States welcomed the decision, with Secretary Marco Rubio noting that Europe exhausted diplomatic options before triggering the sanction. Israel officials also praised the step, calling it inevitable and an important measure to stop Iran nuclear ambitions. So that's where we are right now. You have to balance the equation. If there is stall talks, and I believe that the stall talks came after Israel bombed Iran.
Okay.
So this is the main story there. But the question is, okay, go ahead, Alain Karaji.
Iran has every right to protect itself, to protect herself. Every right. Every right to develop whatever they want to develop. If Israel, which is the major terrorist country in the Middle East, has nuclear weapons and is unchecked, why would you now be checking Iran? Why will you be checking? Why will you be holding Iran's hands behind its back while its aggressor is developing, is not even checked at all in any way? There's no reason why there should be. And then after the unilateral bombing by Israel, an act of aggression that should have been condemned by this European group, but which went without any condemnation. Iran has every right now to protect itself for its own security. I know what is happening now. What is happening now is because Iran refuses to be part of the Federal Reserve, the central bank of and because of that, the same thing that happened to Libya they are trying to let it happen to Iran, and they are afraid because Iran has developed certain missiles that is threatening. That is for protection. Iran has never been an aggressor. That is for protection of herself, and therefore any aggression from any country will be resisted and will be in fact there will be reprisals for any act of which happened when Israel, out of his own delirium, bombed Iran.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Does Iran have the right to threaten annihilation of Israel? Question. It's just
Iran.
a question.
Iran has never. Hold on. Let me answer. Iran has never promised or threatened
Israel.
Threatened. Hold on. Iran has never threatened Israel. Iran has never threatened
Israel. Delusional word or what?
Because hold on, because you see you can listen to your own narratives.
No, not my narratives. The narratives of the leaders of Iran from their own mouth. Not nobody is saying they say.
There have been rantings from Iran, even against United States. And if you go into the history, there will be justification for that.
Okay.
Because if the US
have the right,
hold on.
Let me finish so you can answer all of them at the same time. Does Iran have the right to sponsor terrorist groups like Hezbollah, like Hamas, and the rest of them that are fighting against Israel? Because you can threaten me directly, or you can threaten me through the back window through terrorist groups, and it is known that they are the ones that are sponsoring these people financially and militarily. Do they have the right to do so?
One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. So your narratives are essentially that of mainstream media, which is in support of Israel in all its intransigence.
Okay, but hear this. We did a search with what George said. Yes, Iran has threatened Israel a couple of times. In fact, a media house, a media house in India, major Indian media office. I think they are called. I forgot their name now. It's a major Indian network. They reported this 2 years ago, and that's the picture you see there with the Indian network logo. Iran open threat to Israel over Gaza operation. Also, 3 years ago, another network around there in the Middle East openly said this. This is not Israel's network. This is not any other network, but neighboring countries in.
May I answer to this? May I answer to what you just said? Look at the headlines. It's all about the occupied territories and what is happening in Gaza. If the world was sane, if the world morality was ever prayed, shouldn't there have been a global uprising against what is happening in Gaza? When you see children being deliberately stabbed to death, when you see snipers aiming at children and shooting them in the head, in the knee, in the crotch, and all these things are being streamlined all over social media. in real time. Is it not abominable? Do we still have love for our fellow human being? Do we treat the Israelis superior to the Palestinians? Or do we look at Palestinians as being subhuman? These people have been under camps for the past 70 years on their own land.
So anyway,
a threat
is a threat.
Go
ahead, George.
Number one is a threat is a threat. If you come against me, like what this particular war, when they came against them, kidnapped a lot of them, they're still holding hostages up until now. Now, release the hostages, like I said before, and then let's sit down and talk. You're holding my hostages, you killed my people, you came to my own land and wanted to annihilate my people and killed my people and holding hostages up until today. And you telling me that you are in hold tight. Let me finish.
Please.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is this: you came to me, you kidnapped my people, you killed some of them, and then you're still holding hostages. You want peace. You don't want peace. You don't want peace. As a matter of fact, Gaza, the Palestinians.
Sorry.
Can I finish?
Let me ask you a question. No, okay. I want you to give me some details. Who are these people who came to their land and kidnapped their people and are still holding them?
Hamas.
Okay, Hamas. I want you to be I want the differentiation between Hamas and Iran. So let's be clear about it.
There is no differentiation because Iran is sponsoring Hamas. It's known that they're sponsoring them. It's known that they're sponsoring Hezbollah. It's
backing them up, supporting them. Okay, gentlemen, let's move on to other stories.
No. Before you move on, let us be clear about something.
Okay.
Hamas, do you know? You are talking clearly in support of Israel, and in spite of all that is happening, you see, your eyes are still closed to what is happening now in Gaza. In real for the past 2 years, and then please let them go on. What is happening? Do you realize that what you are saying is just like what happened with 9/11, when our focus was on the Twin Towers, without our focus being brought to the Golden Seven.
Let's not go to
Let them finish, please.
Because
comparison. Please let me finish. Let me finish because what is happening in Gaza? What is happening in Gaza? Well, listen. What is happening in Gaza is happening with the West.
No.
Look, West Bank. Listen. I'm not finished what I'm saying. Let me land. What is happening in Gaza?
Let him land. But don't bring another storyline into
Hamas.
it. Don't bring
Hamas is not in the West Bank. What is happening in the West Bank is almost the same as what is happening in Gaza. Hamas is not in West Bank. Hamas is but what is happening in Gaza is what is happening in West Bank is happening in Gaza. Because your perspectives have been shifted. Yes.
Okay. We understand. Can we move on to the next news, please? We have a lot of
It's okay. Let's we've stayed on this. It's okay. It's just the news updates, and we're just following what's going on. That these 3 European countries have reimposed sanction on Iran for
they are planning to.
Yes, by September 1st, it will begin. It will obviously happen because they will not comply with those rules. So let's come to George. George, what's happening in United States? We saw a shooter firing at little kids in a Catholic church. I think there's a clip there, but you can talk while he's playing, George.
And not so much of dealing with the active shooter, because again, we have learned the active shooter is dead. But all of this aside, these children leaving, the parents being allowed behind the crime tape to go get their students, tells us that a lot of the threat has tampered down at this point, that they're allowing people to leave to enter and leave the scene.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that, George. Yeah, we can hear you now. So, Minneapolis. Yeah. Go ahead, George.
A 23-year-old Robin. His name actually was not Robin. He changed the name. Robin Westman opened fire through the windows of Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis during a school mass, killing 2 children, 8 years old Fletcher Michael and 10-year-old Harper Mosky, and injuring 18 others, including 15 children. Westman, a former student of the school, and the mom actually taught in that school a while ago, died at the scene from self-inflicted wound. Authorities revealed that Westman had, deranged obsession and past mass shooters, and left behind hundreds of pages of writings and online videos expressing hate towards almost every group imaginable, including racist and anti-Semitic, anti-Christian. The weapons used were legally purchased, not recently, and Westman had no prior criminal record or known mental health issues. But based on the writings and the videos that he has released prior to this time, they ought to have checked on this young man to have prevented some of these things that happen. It is sad.
Yes, very indeed. Viewers, this is a photo of the young man, one of the 8-year-old boy, Fletcher Michael. Fletcher is one of the students killed in that massacre.
Our condolences to the family.
Raji, America gun law is still terrible. I mean, any madman can go get a gun, enter into the school church, a school building, and kill little kids, innocent little kids that have nothing to do with his mental issue. And we had is a transsexual. Is that what was that, George? He said
they said he's trying to be a transgender. His name was Robert. He changed it around and he changed in 2020.
Okay. So right. You tell us what
it still comes to what I said before.
It is sad.
Only God knows the kind of food they are eating, the water they are drinking, and the air they are breathing. That seems to warp their mind. That will warp your mind. I'm lucky that I'm still in Africa and everything is much better, much saner than this. How can any and the Republicans will tell you, the gun group will tell you that guns don't kill. It is the human beings who kill. You see, that kind of logic is also very, very interesting to me. Very interesting.
And the logic is coming from the fear of eventual war. They're making sure that they have ammunition. The white folks, this what you see happening in America today is a perfect example of what you call the innate fear they have had. And that is the reason why the president of the United States of America is there today, because of that innate fear that they have had for many years. And and this is exactly the reason why they don't want to curb or change the laws that will actually save them. So, and one of the major problems we're having is those laws that are allowing people to buy guns. Most of those guns are trickling into Canada today and causing all kinds of havoc. So it is sad.
It's indeed. Viewers, so that's the story. It happened on Wednesday. A shooter attacked a Catholic school, and he posted videos, like George said, and writings of so many things, his grievances, his obsession, and killed 2 innocent children and injured so many people. So, but anyway, that shooter was also taken down, and now
self-inflicted. He killed himself.
Huh?
Yeah.
He killed himself.
Yeah.
He killed himself. Okay.
Please, can I just make another statement? Please?
Okay, go ahead.
America is getting involved in too many things and neglecting domestic issues. America has over 800 military outposts around the world. There are less than 200 countries in the world, but America has 800 military posts in the world. They are spending so much money on war and meddlesomeness, they are neglecting their own internal issues. There are so many people, veterans, who are homeless, Meanwhile, America is pumping billions into war in Ukraine and to strife and tribulations in other countries, especially in the Middle East through Israel. American army of Israel in the last 2 years have gone to more than over 17 billion and selling trillions of ammunition to weaponize the Middle East and cause trials and tribulation and cause burdensomness instead of attending to domestic issues. Nowadays, with all the immigrants, with all the people they are chasing out of America, even farmlands are lying waste. Constructions are stalled. Farm products are not harvested. They don't have any people working on it.
The point is that America having 800 posts around the world is a necessary move to control things. If they don't do that, mad people like Iran would have, risen up and want to annihilate Israel without cause. Deranged leaders like Putin will continue to do what they do. So what is a necessary move for them? They are the world leader today, and they're controlling the world. And believe me, without them checkmating and checkpointing most of these things, crazy folks would have risen up and do some crazy things. So it is a necessary move. So their point, where they are, is a way of protecting their allies, protecting some of these other countries. So it's a necessary move.
All right, necessary move, gentlemen.
Viewers, you can justify it.
You are tuning.
Yes.
All right. This
go
okay.
Ahead.
We're here on our Friday International Update. George, Raji, thank you. Let's take a small break and we'll come back. Don't touch the dial, viewers. Be there. Thank you.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that you can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It's the Final Solution by Bishop Shegun Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Shegun Johnson, The Final Solution. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget The Final Solution.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
All right, gentlemen, you're welcome back. You're welcome back, viewers. We are here on our Friday global update. Raji and George, our president is back from Japan. That's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's back from Japan and Brazil. He stopped over in Dubai and Emirates, long trip all over the world, globetrotting. Now he's back, and the first thing he said is his global shuttle aimed at Nigerians' growth, Nigerians' job creation, and lasting prosperity. Are these words real? I mean, we heard the speech in Brazil, and we checked the lines between. It didn't sound too truthful. Now he's telling us that what he went to do is to bring growth to our country, create job, and bring lasting prosperity. Will this happen? Let me start with George. George, will our president? I mean,
Well,
by the way,
the president is reaffirming. He's reaffirming his commitment to economic growth and what you call global engagement, and he's traveling around the world. We can say, well, that is not affecting the common man in Nigeria. It's not threatening, but we're seeing some positive move in our economy, whether we like it or not. There is a calming down effect to certain things. It's not so robust that everybody is feeling it. It is not so robust, but we saw in Brazil the commitment that just took place with APs, okay? And then they already, so these are trickles. It's trickles. What we have condemned this present government in the past is actually saying things without thinking it over, and then is bringing a lot of havoc in the country, a lot of destabilization in the country. But what we're seeing now is a common effect. Most of the narratives that you are hearing is simply because of 2027. Are there trickles of truth in it? Yes. We saw one just took place. So now in Japan also, there were some commitments that were made. There were some MOUs that were signed. Now, most of these MOUs, we cannot, confidently say that 80% of them have yielded anything that we can tangibly see that is affecting our economy positively. But you have to understand that he's a politician also. Some of the comments he's making is basically to reaffirm what he promised from the very beginning, which is going to eventually bring about economic prosperity to Nigeria. We hope. And that's what they call it, renewed hope agenda. So that's what they're hoping. That's right.
Okay, good one, George. George, you're an APC man, so I see how you support your government. But Raji, with this huge, humongous number of people in Nigeria, 200 and something million, I mean, all of these globetrotting, all of these talks, speeches, sweet talk. I mean, what we want to see is have impact on the ordinary citizen. Can this really bring a change in the lives of Nigerians, Raji?
I see most of his movements as being like when a farmer gets into a bush and starting to clear the ground. There's the time when you have to clear the farm of all the wheat and things. There's time when you have to prepare the farm for planting. Then there's the planting season, and then there's the time when the plants will grow and mature, and then there's the harvest season. It doesn't happen within weeks. It happens for every plant. There's a duration between planting and harvesting, and I really hope that yes, the planting season will be fast. The nurturing will be very well done, and then we'll have plentiful harvest. There's a news item that came in during the week that gladdened my heart. In fact, I had written to the Oyo State government about it before. That the rate at which raw materials, especially shea butter seedlings, shea butter foods were being exported raw is having a serious effect on the whole shea butter ecosystem. When the shea butter seeds ripe and are harvested, there are women cooperatives that are in charge of turning it from the fruit to shea butter. Then when the raw materials are sold at point, those women whose livelihood depend on processing the shea butter seed, they are resolutely being pushed into poverty. With the ban on importation of raw shea butter seeds, there's now hope. There's now hope. In fact, shea butter prices have come down gradually from about 15 kilograms per 15,000 naira per kilogram to about 8,000 naira per kilogram now as we speak.
Okay.
Therefore, there's some effect. There's some effect, and it's very good. Yes.
Nice. So you brought this awareness on this shea butter thing, and I think it's been a major discussion lately. The president even made a speech on it, how Nigeria is going to now tap into the shea butter business because it's a lucrative business and all that. So that's good. Viewers, you're hearing from our man. That's Raji telling us that he also ignited that conversation, that information.
Not necessarily. I might have added a voice to it.
Okay,
yes,
you might have added.
Yes.
No, trust that your voice went far. Your voice was the main one.
And I'm very sure that I'm not the most intelligent person around, but there are so many other people who are making who are all putting their efforts into it. Yes, yes.
Very good.
But I hope also. Sorry. I hope also that there will be a louder voice will be raised against GMO crops that are being introduced into the country.
Recently, let's have Gbadebo, Vivor Gbadebo, the LP governor aspirant 2023. He's doing a heavy push on that. If you can get him, I know you're in Lagos, you're close to that circle. Let's have him and the wife. The wife did a presentation in the house, in the Red House chamber, and they are pushing on that GMO thing. So if we also can have them in the network to speak to Nigerians in diaspora, so we all add to the voice.
There's also something that happened about in the last 2 years. Nigeria used to be a hub for ginger. In fact, we used to be highest producers of ginger and cashew nut. But the ginger group got a foreign aid. From people, and they introduced something into the ginger ecosystem that caused blight. So that now you can't even buy. When you see 2,000 naira worth of ginger, it may just be a few pieces.
Okay.
So and then the products were ginger without the fire. When you taste ginger, you know that you have eaten ginger. But they have brought in some crops that have almost cleared the organic versions of ginger that we have, and therefore we have serious problem. The same thing went with cotton.
Okay, all right, George. Tell us. You said one of the gain of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Brazil was the opening up of Air Peace to begin direct flight from Lagos to Sao Paulo. Air Peace is having issues. People are complaining. I can tell you. Now expanding to other routes when you have not really harnessed the routes, the short routes you're moving. Will it help? I mean, there are complaints how they are not really.
There's always complaints. There will always be complaints. There's no way you can please everybody. APIS is according to the information from the APIS CEO. They're doing the very best they can to ensure that there is a world-class service being given to international travelers from Nigeria. Now, every now and again, you might have issues, which every airline does have. I'm a world traveler, so and I've encountered such, situations with Air France, with KLM, in Lufthansa. I've had issues with them. So, the point is that the major problem we have as Nigerians is we are harder on our own than others. We can tolerate mess from other countries, but when it comes to our own, it gets even more difficult to deal with. Now, uh, talking about share border, I have some good news. Umar Bago was here last year, the governor of Niger State, and he brought quite a few number of people that are dealing with share border. They brought the finished products here. They gave it away to a lot of people. Some were sold, and they actually organized an MOU with the Brampton mayor, Mayor Patrick Brown, actually to start shipping, finished products, finished shea butter, okay, already refined shea butter here to Canada, and it is flooding this place, so which is very, very good. And so those are type of interactions state with other regions are very, very positive. So I can say that things are moving forward in that area. No, but when it comes to this GMO that we are talking about, it's a very, very, very serious issue that have dire consequences on the health of individuals. It does. Any product that has been modified, regenerated with lesser ingredients and lesser quality will affect the human body. And this is why most of the time you see many countries like European countries, majority of them suffer from cancerous situations. And it's as a result of what we eat can affect our health eventually. So, and that's why Nigeria need to protect our own organic products and stop importing a lot of these genetically modified seeds that they are bringing into our country. So we must reverse the whole entire movement and make sure that we protect them, because or else you're going to see a population of people being wiped out. We don't have hospitals in Nigeria. What's saving a lot of Nigerians is the kind of food that we eat that gives us more strength and more immune system. But when that has been, messed up or watered down, you will start seeing a whole lot of people. They can't travel like the president and most of these politicians outside of the country to save their lives. That's when you start seeing, premature deaths and all that kind of stuff. So we need to be careful and save our land.
Gentlemen, let's involve the viewers. We have good viewers here, and one of them is writing FNA. FNA says there are issues with airpiece. So I have traveled the world widely and has issues with several airlines, but it is in the handling that the crisis really is. George, you were talking about every airline having issues, but this person is telling us that the airline is really not doing too well. Maybe they need to come here. George, if you're a spokesman for them, since you're always talking about them, let's have the airpiece on our network and let's engage with them on their performance so that we can also spread the words and help them build. He says,
if you can get all in on here, man.
If you can, come on, do that, George. Do that, and let's see if we could have, because the bulk of his passengers are out here in the diaspora. I mean, those ones that come home, back and forth, go back to Nigeria. So he needs to reach out.
Sama, let me just add something to all this airpiece thing. The way that the country used her resources to boost Dangote, I think that the same thing could be done for airpiece. Ari could have been a very good point, but Eric mismanaged everything. So the same way that Dangote has been encouraged to take over cement, sugar, matches, and salt, and then now refinery, I think the same thing could be done for airpiece.
Okay.
To make it, if the government is going to get like 40% of it, let it be, so that we will have some sort of a national airline in the shape of airpiece, and then airpiece will know that it's supported by a whole nation.
A whole nation. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
So that's a very good one, Raji. Thank you for saying that, putting that out. So more importantly, George, if you can get airpiece, let's engage with him, whoever may want to come. Let's help them. You know, it's also helping them to get more coverage. Talking to Nigerians in the diaspora that use the airline, because somebody just wrote here now that he's not working, they have issues, and that's not too good for their customer service. All right, gentlemen, let's move on to some critical issues again. Today is Friday, viewers. Friday is international update. Russia launches several air assaults on Ukraine, killing 21 people and damaging a lot of EU building. EU, take notes, EU building in Ukraine. Those launches damaged a lot of them. George, we thought this whole thing will be coming down for that day of meeting, Ukraine president, Russian president sitting together with Trump and ending all of this madness. But every time we wake up, there's another killing, there's another assault, air assault, planes striking Ukraine, including children. A lot of things get damaged. In fact, this time the European Union building in Ukraine were the targets. So
Yeah.
what?
Well, I mean, what can you expect? We are talking about deranged individuals, call themselves leaders, who are out there they don't want peace. They don't want peace. It's all self-imposed importance to themselves. They want to do things. Drones and missile strike killed 21 people, 48, injured 48, and 4 children are dead. We're talking about moving towards peace. Now, nearly 100 buildings damaged, including EU and British diplomatic offices. They are damaged. International areas for EU and UK summoned Russian envoys on Security Council to hold emergency meeting because of this. US approves 825 million sale, arms sale to Ukraine to boost, defense capabilities. So what we are seeing here is we're talking about peace, but there is no, the more you come closer to having peace, the more these people are just, increasing the attack upon their opponents, which doesn't really, it doesn't help whatsoever. So Kyiv accuses Moscow of sabotaging negotiations. Western leaders call for stronger sanctions against Russia. Whether it will work or not, we don't know. Russia claims strikes were targeted on Ukraine military industrial complex, while Ukraine condemns civilian deaths. So these are the things that we are seeing. Like I said before, I've said it in the past and I said it again. There will not be any peace. There will not be any peace as long as US is involved. I believe that the world needs to come together and broker an immediate ceasefire through independent appointed group that can do this. See, because right now, certain countries, when they get involved, like US, Russia is not going to back down. They will not back down. So if they can be able to, initiate a direct talks between Russia and Ukraine with international guarantors, independent people, not from nations, independent, maybe there will be hope that there will be ceasefire. But what you see now is every time you move towards peace, this man increases his aggression. Yeah,
but there was a small pact agreed on last time they met in Alaska, Raji, and there's a plan that he'll be sitting down with the Ukraine president and Trump very soon. So why not hold every hold your arms, cease fire, and let's settle the negotiating table before anything. Raji, what's your take on this?
When I look at all these things, you see, I feel very, very sad that of the selective judgment that people are giving. Something happens in Ukraine, the whole world is out. The killings are every day. More than 21 children are starved to death in Gaza, and there's no media exposure on it. Every day, the Israeli government kills journalists, bombs hospitals, bombs. There is no United Nations presence or any other country presence in the whole of Gaza. So Israel is doing whatever it wants to do, but because Russia sent a bomb to Ukraine and killed 21 people and affected the UE buildings, the whole world is up. Let us be.
Can I ask a question?
Hold on. Let us.
Right? Does do two wrongs make right?
Okay, is one wrong worse than the other? Is one wrong worse than the other?
We are condemning the condemnables. We are approving the approvables. So what is wrong? Why can't you condemn what Russia is doing rather than just going to say, "Oh, Gaza is this"? Gaza is a situation there. But, you know,
now there's a far worse. Is it in all these things? I wonder what the United Nations is doing, because they don't seem to be United Nations anymore.
It's okay, Raji.
There are sections. Sorry, European countries can come together and put sanctions on Iran. Some other countries can put sanctions on Russia, and America will be going around bullying everybody, and then leaving his own domestic matters in quandary. And we are all sitting down looking at it. If there were a real United Nations organization existing now, there is no reason why there shouldn't be world peace. Meanwhile, the UN Secretary General is a persona non grata in Israel. Let that sink in.
Very good. Let that sink in. All right, George. It's okay. Let's not buttress. Let's not go. I mean, what we're supposed to do is give those updates and a little of our opinion, and that's it.
And I believe that offering economic incentives and reconstruction support for both nations, if they move towards lasting peace, can reduce hostility. That's what I believe. Good.
Simple.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Gentlemen,
instead of selling them arms and weapons to continue a war in which they are being beaten.
It's time to go. Time to go. But before we go, there's a clergyman in Nigeria that made a comment. A very funny comment. It's of no importance anyway, but somehow it took the social space, Twitter. Everybody was talking, and the thing now caught my fancy. I said, "This is interesting. If Nigerians could be talking this kind of trivial issue, that means they are probably not hungry." I mean, the man said, "What you're doing with your wife in your house, inside your bedroom, is your problem, is your thing. It's not a problem." And everybody went wild on that. And that's a clergyman called Johnson Suleiman. Johnson Suleiman is a pastor in Nigeria, and he made a not derogatory anyway, but somehow a statement that sounds very funny. George, do you follow that man? I know you're a pastor. And you're a preacher man. Do you follow that man? And did you hear the latest thing he said on the internet?
I heard exactly what he said.
What did I say?
And I thought about Raji when I heard that. I said, I wonder what Raji.
Why would you think about me?
Man said oral sex is not seen in marriage. Oral sex in marriage is not a sin. It's between a man and their husband, wife, and it's not timed as sin. So that was
listen,
a very interesting.
listen to this. Listen to this. Listen.
Okay.
The point is this. Okay. There are some subjects that are so sensitive per se in the ears of people, but they are necessary.
Yeah. Okay.
And until such subjects are discussed openly, people will continue to do whatever they want to do. The condemners will condemn it. The approvers will secretly be doing it. The point is this: the Bible is very clear when it talks about marriages. The book of Hebrews chapter 13 verse 4 says, marriage is honorable in all.
Before God.
And the bed is undefiled.
Undefiled.
Okay. But now once the whoremongers, and adulterers, God will judge. So now, marriage being honorable, if I am convinced that this is what I want to do with my own wife, and I don't feel guilt about it, I think it's acceptable. But if I'm not convinced, because there are certain things you will do, okay, it will become sin to you, but it will not be sin to me. And the Bible talks about it in the book of Romans chapter 14. So now, everything that is not done of faith is sin. So as a preacher man, when he brought that up, and I wonder why he's bringing it up, because he's been, in a controversial space for a long time over allegations of sexual, misappropriations or whatever the case might be. But the point about it is, when he said what he said, it is actually a good thing so that people can argue it, but he can present biblical standards when it comes to that. In order for those who want to embrace it and have faith and enjoy it with their wives to enjoy it with their wives.
Simple. So okay, but the young people nowadays, mostly the social media keyboard bullies, and this group of people that they are ready to talk. Most times they just want to create something out of nothing. Raji, what does the Muslim faith hold on what you're doing with your woman inside the other room?
It has been known that the missionary position is a limiting style.
Look at all that face. Look at all that face. Look at his face.
And then man is very, very creative.
Nice.
Very, very creative. So there should be a lot of creativity in the bedroom.
Yes. Listen, viewers, interesting topic. Johnson Suleiman started it. We're taking it here too. And if you want to add to the topic, to what we're saying, you're free to write. I mean, express yourself. Be free to say your own view on this, and let's take it on. So go ahead, Raji. So
man is creative. You see, how can you be eating one meal, the same diet every day? Yes.
Kwashoko. You're opening up another one. That means are you approving going outside of your marriage to eat
No. I'm not. No. You see, you should be satisfied with the breast of your partner. When you marry a woman, and then in the African context, you see, monogamy is a strange doctrine. Monogamy is a strange doctrine.
I don't believe in monogamy too. I don't believe in monogamy.
That's why you have a wife on every continent.
That's it. Now listen to this.
All right, gentlemen, we have to go. It's time.
What Allah encourages you, if you have rice, you can actually, or if you have yam, you can eat yam porridge, asoro,
pounded yam.
You can eat pounded yam. You can eat it in with a vegetable.
With palm oil.
You can fry it. So that's what he's actually suggesting. He's not telling you to go outside of your marriage, Joe. Don't blame Allah in Karajo. He's saying innovative ways of dealing with your own wife in different styles and creative ways to satisfy her and yourself. That's
wow.
Beautiful. let the bed be shaking at all times. When the bed stops shaking, there's
now,
tribulation.
gentlemen, I'm going to bring you. I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to bring you both on a counseling program because you're doing a good job here. I like what you're saying, but we have to go. Let's go, guys. We'll come back next. We'll come back on Monday. Between the line viewers, thank you. You've been around all through the week, and we've been here too. George from Toronto, Canada. Olayinka Raji from Lagos, Nigeria. Great guys. Bold to say anything. They're not scared of anybody. So thank you, and see you next week. Have a beautiful weekend.
God bless you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.